Okay, so here's something to think about. In London alone, over 8,000 people are estimated to be sleeping rough each year. That's the backdrop for Urchin, this gritty British drama I watched recently, and it's been on my mind ever since.
Oh, that's a staggering number. I've heard about Urchin. Isn't it Harris Dickinson's directorial debut? It's supposed to be a pretty raw look at homelessness and addiction, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those films that doesn't hold back. The main character, Mike, played by Frank Delain, is this young homeless addict whose life is just unraveling. He's stuck in this endless cycle of bad decisions. And the film really dives into the harsh realities of living on the streets.
That sounds intense. What's Mike's story like? Does the film give you any sense of how he ended up in that situation?
Well, the film doesn't go too deep into his backstory, but you get enough to piece things together. Mike's adopted parents have completely cut him off, and he's clearly been struggling with addiction for a long time. When we meet him, he's just wandering aimlessly through London, looking for money, sleeping wherever he can, on street corners, on cardboard boxes, wherever. It's bleak. And even when people try to help him, he's so desperate and volatile that he ends up pushing them away.
That's heartbreaking. It sounds like the film really captures the complexity of addiction and how it affects not just the person struggling with it, but everyone around them.
Absolutely. There's this one moment early on where Mike is betrayed by another homeless man who's supposed to be his friend. It's such a gut punch because it shows how survival on the streets can erode trust. And then later, when someone shows him genuine kindness, Mike ends up attacking and robbing them. It's like he's trapped in this self-destructive loop, and he doesn't know how to break free.
That kind of cycle is so common in real life, too. Did the film offer any glimmers of hope for Mike? Or is it just relentlessly dark?
There are moments where it seems like things might turn around for him. After he gets out of jail, he's arrested for attacking that Good Samaritan. He's given temporary housing at a hostel, and even lands a job as a chef. For a while, he stays sober, and you start to think, maybe this is it. Maybe he's finally turning a corner. But life has a way of testing him, and Mike just doesn't have the tools to cope. His old habits creep back in, and everything falls apart again.
That's so tragic. It sounds like the film doesn't shy away from showing how hard it is to break out of that cycle, even when you have support.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that makes Urchin so powerful. It's not just about Mike's personal struggles. It's also about the larger systems that are supposed to help people like him, but often fall short. The temporary housing, the social services, even the job market, they're all well-meaning, but they're not enough to address the root causes of homelessness and addiction.
That's such an important point. It's not just about individual choices. It's about the structural issues that keep people trapped. Did the film explore those systemic failures in depth?
It does, but in a very subtle way. For example, when Mike loses his job as a chef, it's partly because of his own unreliability, but it's also because the system doesn't really give people like him the second chances they need. And then, when his time in the hostel runs out, he's back on the streets with nowhere to go. It's this constant push and pull between personal responsibility and systemic failure, and the film doesn't offer any easy answers.
That sounds like such a nuanced approach. And Harris Dickinson, as a first-time director, really pulled this off?
Oh, absolutely. You can tell this is a deeply personal project for him. He's talked about how the film was inspired by his own experiences growing up around people who struggled with addiction and homelessness. He's worked with homeless charities, so he's seen firsthand what these people go through. Mike, as a character, is actually an amalgam of several people Dickinson has known or worked with.
That makes so much sense. You can always tell when a filmmaker has a personal connection to the story they're telling. It adds this layer of authenticity that you just can't fake. And what about Frank Delain? How is his performance?
Delain is incredible. He brings this mix of charm and vacancy to Mike that's just haunting. You want to root for him, but at the same time, you're frustrated by his choices. He's both sympathetic and infuriating, which is such a hard balance to strike. And the supporting cast is just as strong. Every character, from the social workers to the fellow rubbish collector Mike befriends later on, feels fully realized. They're not just there to move the plot along. They're real people with their own struggles and motivations.
That's really impressive. It sounds like the film isn't just about Mike. It's about the entire ecosystem of people and systems around him.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so compelling. It's not just a character study. It's a broader commentary on society and how we treat our most vulnerable. The film doesn't shy away from asking tough questions like, how do we break this cycle? How do we create a system that actually works for people like Mike?
Those are such important questions, and they're ones that so many cities around the world are grappling with. Did the film leave you with any sense of resolution, or is it more about raising awareness and starting a conversation?
I'd say it's more about starting a conversation. The ending isn't tied up neatly with a bow. It's messy, just like Mike's life, and that's what makes it so powerful. You're left thinking about the characters long after the credits roll. It's one of those films that stays with you and makes you question the world around you.
That's high praise. It sounds like a film that challenges you, but in the best way possible. Would you recommend it?
Without a doubt. But I'd say go in prepared. It's not an easy watch. It's tough, it's unrelenting, but it's also incredibly thought-provoking. I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's one of those films that really sticks with you.
Well, thanks for sharing your thoughts on Urchin. I feel like I've already learned so much about it, and I can't wait to see it for myself.
You're welcome. Just make sure you're in the right headspace for it. It's a heavy one, but it's worth it.
I'll definitely keep that in mind. It sounds like a film that's as much about raising awareness as it is about telling a story. Those are the kinds of films that really make an impact.
Exactly. And I think that's what good art should do. It should make you uncomfortable. It should make you question things. And it should stick with you long after you've experienced it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for the recommendation. I'll definitely be checking it out soon.
You're welcome. Let me know what you think when you do. It's one of those films that's hard to shake off, but in the best way possible.
You've been listening to Movies First.
Available at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.